I'm Griff Robodanger, and in this video, I'm going to take the classic 80s Christmas creature feature, Gremlins, and let a computer rewrite the story. This is
ScAIry Stories.
So how exactly does this work? I enter incomplete scenes from a movie's plot into an AI text generation tool and let it finish those scenes. Whatever wild detour the AI decides to take with the story, I have to do my best to get the story back on track. I'll also be using AI image generators to illustrate some of the AI-generated portions of the story, to the best of their ability. Let's begin! A struggling inventor named Randall Peltzer visits a Chinatown antique shop, hoping to find a Christmas present for his son, Billy. Inside, Randall meets a small furry creature called a mogwai. Randall wants to buy the mogwai, but the shopkeeper, Mr. Wing, refuses to sell it. However, as Randall is about to leave, Mr. Wing's grandson goes against his grandfather's wishes and sells the mogwai to Randall. But Randall is warned, there are 3 important rules when taking care of the mogwai. Rule number 1 is the mogwai can be hurt if it is exposed to a bad smell, meaning when removed from its cage, it can stink to high heaven. But if the mogwai stinks, isn't it exposed to its own bad smell? Rule number 2 is to never let the mogwai touch any food. This means they can never be given hot chocolate. Okay, that's oddly specific. Finally, all mogwai have to remain in a hidden container underneath a loose floorboard at night. Oh, those seem like some great rules to have to follow for the rest of the story. Randall names the mogwai Gizmo and returns home to Kingston Falls, where he gives Gizmo to Billy as a pet. Billy accidentally breaks the first rule and hurts Gizmo when he exposes Gizmo to a stinky broccoli bowl. Gizmo runs around the house, wreaking havoc. Despite being forced to remain hidden, Gizmo manages to find a hiding place and starts destroying Billy's bedroom. Randall remembers the 3 rules and tells them to Billy. The next day, Billy invites his friend Pete over to meet Gizmo. Pete accidentally feeds Gizmo a cup of hot chocolate, I guess. Gizmo goes into convulsions and 5 tiny fur balls pop out of his back, which turn into mogwai creatures just like Gizmo. One of the new mogwai has a white mohawk, which Billy names Stripe. Stripe is the leader of these new mogwai who, unlike Gizmo, are mean and destructive. Billy tries to pet Stripe, but Stripe violently lashes out at him. Billy tries to treat these new mogwai like small children, including letting them drink his juice. When this doesn't have any effect on Stripe, Billy uses the fig from the fruitcake under the floorboard to make them angry. What? After slapping Stripe on the butt, the other mogwai quickly make their way to the bathroom and bathe themselves in the toilet. Okay. Well, at least getting them wet isn't a rule in this timeline. Billy takes one of the mogwai to the local school and has the science teacher, Mr. Hansen, examine it. Once there, Billy feeds the mogwai a single drop of hot chocolate, I guess. And one new mogwai emerges. Mr. Hansen is fascinated and keeps this new mogwai for examination. Later that night, at Billy's house, the new mogwai trick Billy into breaking the 3rd rule by getting him to leave the room and shutting the door. Billy tries to open the door, and the mogwai smashes it down. Meanwhile, Stripe warns his own mogwai brethren about stealing the electricity. Yeah, okay. So it's Christmas Eve. Billy's mother goes into Billy's room and discovers that all of the creatures have disappeared except Gizmo. The mogwai have been replaced by soccer ball-sized cocoons. Billy realizes he accidentally broke the 3rd rule. Billy and Pete meet Mr. Hansen at the school, where the creature there has undergone a similar transformation. Hours later, Mr. Hansen calls Billy, telling him they've hatched. And Billy, who is just getting off work, runs to the school. There, he finds that the creature has killed the teacher by bashing him in the head with a large baseball bat. When Billy discovers that the creature has changed back into a little girl, and he gives her some chocolate. The creature runs and escapes. Meanwhile, at Billy's house, the cocoons have hatched, and Stripe and the other mogwai have transformed into dark green reptilian creatures called Gremlins. The Gremlins have pulled Gizmo from his hiding place and are busy torturing him. Billy's mother hears noises and goes to investigate, and she sees the Gremlins making a mess of the place. The Gremlins attack Billy's mother, killing her. Oh God, poor Billy's mom. The only other living person is Billy's father, who finds the home full of gremlins. He runs for the back door, but is impaled by the hand of the monster. Billy then wakes up and punches one of the gremlin creatures, but loses his balance and lands on the cage with Gizmo. Gizmo rouses and starts crying. He goes to Billy's room to reveal that the gremlin had kept him locked in his cage for knowing about all of the wrongdoing the other mogwai had done. Billy explains that his kindness wasn't a weakness and it was smart to not show weakness. Gizmo reminds Billy of what his mother had told him about the right and wrong way to behave, and there Billy finds courage and anger. What the hell? He proceeds to chop all the gremlins to pieces and stuffs Gizmo into the top of the cage before going to check on his father, who was impaled by a hand apparently. Meanwhile, Stripe and his friends kick a soccer ball into the gremlin cave. Gizmo climbs up the tunnel to get out of the cage and confronts the gremlins in his fury. The gremlins ignore Gizmo, and Stripe jumps into a vat of hot chocolate, spawning an army of gremlins who wreak havoc in Kingston Falls on the night of Christmas Eve. The gremlins set out to destroy as much as they can. They tamper with the town's electrical grid. They cause car wrecks by making all the lights at an intersection green. They kill a mean old lady by tampering with her stair lift, making it go so fast it flings her out of an upstairs window. The gremlins also wreck Lionel's store and knock Barney over when he refuses to give them the money in the donation box for a homeless shelter. Okay, so the next awful act committed by the gremlins is to kidnap Santa and put him in a chimney, after which they kill Santa. Oh no! This grisly act is witnessed by Ray, who runs home to warn Billy and his mother. Wait, wasn't his mother dead? Billy grabs a shotgun his father used to kill mice and a jerry can. He killed mice with a shotgun? Jesus, how big were these mice? The creature orders Billy to stop running. Ray runs into the road, hoping to trip up the creature. Seeing this, the creature stops running and lumbers over to Ray. The shotgun shells shoot out over the creature's body. Although Ray is mortally wounded, he fires a shell from his service revolver through the creature's head, saving Billy and his mother, who's apparently back from the dead. So Billy goes to the police station and tries to get the cops to take action, but the cops think he's drunk, and they refuse to do anything. Billy goes to the local bar to check on his girlfriend Kate, who works there, and she's being held hostage by the gremlins. The gremlins have occupied the bar, and they're drinking beer, they're getting drunk, they're playing cards, they're wrecking the place. But Kate notices that she can keep the gremlins away with a rancid-smelling perfume called One-Up Bomb. I would ask what that smells like, but I have a pretty good idea. The creature is still in the bar when Billy enters. Billy fights him off, but he falls from the top of the bar through a mirror, landing in a river below. His gremlin friend follows and tries to pull him out. When Kate pleads with them to leave Billy alone, the creature grabs Kate, sinks his fangs into her, and then grabs Billy's mother, drags her to the river, and sinks his fangs into her throat. Billy runs to the other side of the bar, where he sees a young man holding the creature at bay. Are you not going to help your mom? I mean, she's already died once today. So I guess Billy's mom is dead again. Billy and Kate manage to escape the bar, but then Kate reveals that she hates Christmas because when she was younger, she had a traumatic Christmas when her father used her name in a Christmas poem. Yeah, I could see how that would scar you for life. She wants Billy to stay out of this. Billy tells Kate that she has to convince Santa to give the creature a book of codes in the hope that the creature will surrender and be released. So Santa's back from the dead now too, I guess. Billy then asks Santa to help and walks up to the creature. Kate slaps Billy. The creature sees Billy and stabs Billy. Billy awakens to find that the creature is dressed as Santa and has thrown the book of codes at him. Guess he got the book of codes. Santa asks Billy what year it is. It is Christmas 2002. Is this a time jump? Kate drops a jug on Santa's head and runs out the front door. So Billy and Kate wander the streets trying to locate the remaining gremlins. They discovered that the gremlins are in a movie theater watching a horror movie, The Creature from the Black Lagoon, which is revealing some of its secrets to the first sign of a teenage girl. I have no idea. Billy remembers that the stinky scents can injure the gremlins, so Billy and Kate barricade the doors of the theater and fill the air vents with the most awful, vomit-inducing smell they can imagine, the scent of Kate's dad. Oh, Jesus Christ. The awful smell kills all of the gremlins, except Stripe, who manages to escape to a nearby department store. Billy and Kate break into the store. Billy takes a baseball bat and goes to look for Stripe, while Kate goes to the back rooms and starts looking for anything useful. Stripe uses any item he can find in the store to attack Billy, such as a fork to hit Billy and a rubber cup to throw at Billy. Let's up the stakes. Stripe grabs a chainsaw and attacks Billy, cutting off his left arm. Well, there we go. Kate, in the back room, finds a set of circuit breakers and starts turning stuff on randomly, like the background music system, some lights, and a scent machine. Billy is using the bat to defend himself from Stripe's chainsaw attacks when the scent machine is activated. Stripe retreats when he smells the repulsive scent of human flesh. Oh, yuck. Gizmo is roaming the store. He finds a toy car to drive around, searching for Stripe. Stripe finds a hot chocolate fountain and tries to reproduce again, but Gizmo stops Stripe by breaking the glass out of the fountain and spoiling the chocolate. Stripe is killed when his body is consumed by the chocolate. Gizmo takes his prize back to Billy and Kate, Stripe's dead body, and offers to cut off Billy's arm and make a new limb for him. Wait, the arm that's already cut off, or does he want to cut off the good arm? As the local news reports on the day's mysterious tragedies, Mr. Wing shows up and reclaims Gizmo at Billy's home. He criticizes both the Peltzers and Western society for their carelessness. He decides to keep Gizmo and sends Billy to a Catholic school. And they all lived happily ever after? Here are a few AI test creations I couldn't use in the story, but I thought they were funny. Rule 2 is to feed the mogwai one goldfish at a time. Rule number 2 is broken when Randall feeds the mogwai a hot dog bun. She and Billy share the same blood type. It is revealed to be incestuous. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and let me know what movies you'd like to see done in the future. And if you're new here, check out this other stuff and consider subscribing. And until next time, later, Danger Seekers.